Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to episode 5. The quarter is zooming along and your work is looking fantastic. Now, I'm going to give you a few reminders, go over some of the storyboards, and let you know what's coming up in the near future here. But first and foremost, let's jump into your research report. And that's actually due on 5/13. This is going to be an individual assignment. So you are definitely writing solo on that one. If you need a little bit of inspiration as you hop out of the group work, make sure you I'm solo. I'm solo. I'm right. Okay, so right back to it. Now, couple other things, just some things that your groups need to make sure you do where you are not writing solo. We have a few groups that still need to sign up for the next Zoom meeting. The Zoom meetings, I'm going to be flexible with it, okay? So you definitely need to reach out and let me know if any of those times don't work. And then we're going to have to come to a consensus on something that we can do to make sure that all of your needs are met. So if you need a different time, just shoot over a Voxer message or an email. Let's jump into the storyboards next. So first, this is some really great, fantastic work. Talking about the science squad here. I'm really loving how they set theirs up. It's very clear, it's very neat. And I'll be honest, the content's a little bit above me, but I can see what's taking place, and definitely something that would have helped me as I was going through this content back in high school. Going next into the, but first I want to point out they actually used a Google drawing, which was acceptable. Next here we had a good drawing that came out for the crap tutorial storyboard. This was also some really good work. I believe this one came from, let me go back and check. This one came from, I'm not sure, I don't have the name on me right here. But I like how they actually build their theme into it. So you can see here, it's funny, credible source investigator. So they have like their whole theme going into it. The drawing's clean, it has all the buttons. It's pretty direct and telling me where everything's going. I like the little motifs that they're using here. The little investigator, sorry, you're mistaken. Go back, review the example, and try again. And they actually have a certificate of mastery. That's very cool. I like that. And the drawings are cool. Just overall, a really fantastic job. So good stuff there. This one here is another one. This one, let's see, I can't remember what group this one came from either, but I like how they made a little key of all their design elements. Everything is pretty laid out. Clearly, they have their buttons in there, you know, so you can see little things like their hints, their home, and it's just very, very well planned, well laid out, and clean. So good job there. This one right here I also particularly enjoyed, just because they also used a little bit of the design elements, and the flow of it was pretty cool. It's a little bit different than the other ones I've seen, but I like how, you know, it kind of shows that this is the main map, and then when you click on it, these are the different portions that are going to pop up over here on the bottom. They kind of used it as a key. They didn't name it a key, but they kind of used it as a little bit of a key to explain how this is going, and then they were pretty explicit in telling us the page order and the way this was going to work out. So very, very well done. Like that as well. This one here, I liked it too. This one was done with Draw.io. And this is the flow of it. It all goes really well. This one actually does have the feel like a kind of like an architectural drawing, but you can see start, click, back, next, and it tells me what all the content is. So very, very well done. And then I also like this one. This one's different though, because I liked, although it's a broad overview, and at first I was kind of questioning where the buttons go. I did like how it showed pretty clearly that the entire project followed this entire pattern, and I think what really helped was when they took it a step further and actually showed me their full product, and that was very, very nice. So they actually hopped up ahead of everybody. They started with the next portion, and so. Mind you, they're still in their development stage here. But if you need a little bit of help, definitely go in and check out and see how they already began setting up their alpha product. So very good job there. Now, this was very difficult. I wasn't sure how I was going to pick a red rose with this one, and I know it comes down to kind of, you know, my own preference. So. With the red rose for this week, I actually put here in the Evernote, I put a little leaderboard. You can see the past red rose winners, but this week for the red rose, I'm going with High School Friends and Fantastic Five. and that actually puts High School Friends and Fantastic Five at the top of the leaderboard. Great job and fantastic work. Now, moving into this next week, you are going to be producing your own tutorial or your drill. You're first going to actually create your alpha version of your tutorial. And once you have that produced, you need to have somebody do a break it test. What that means, and that's very simple. That means that you go through, you click the buttons, you play the media, you make sure that any of the major issues are resolved before you actually go out and test it in your usability test. And then let's see, then you're going to test it out. You're going to do your usability test, your second beta version. That means that based on once you go out and test it out, what kind of changes are you going to make? You document your changes for me, and you're going to test it out with at least 2 users when you do this. And this needs to take place during week 13, or this week that we are beginning. So document everything, look at everything, read the Evernote thoroughly. Reach out if you have any questions, or save all your questions for the Zoom meeting. And happy developing. Great job so far, and looking forward to seeing you this week.